Our next honoree is Kevin Kent from the College of Arts and Sciences. Kevin is a bioprocess research and innovation senior scientist at Boehringer Ingelheim, a pharmaceutical, biopharmaceutical, and vaccine manufacturer. He started with the company in 2017 and moved to his current role in 2021. Kevin earned a doctorate in biophysical chemistry from Stanford University in 2011 and has a professional certificate in data science from IBM. He specializes in research and development, data visualization, and modeling. Kevin's chemistry professor, Janice Barton, said this: "The faculty and students knew Kevin was on a path of great scientific career expectations." Kevin's classmate and friend, Pat Perubsky, said, "Kevin is one of the most talented scientists I have ever known, but he has other attributes outshining that. Kevin is kind, diligent, practically minded, creative, and hilarious." Kevin volunteers with the Girl Scouts of Northeast Kansas and Northwest Missouri as a troop co-leader. He specializes in designing and teaching coding and STEM classes and demonstrations. He has had research published several times, including in the Journal of Pharmaceutical Analysis and the Journal of the American Chemical Society. Kevin's brother, James, said, "You do whatever it takes for your loved ones." That's my brother in a nutshell, a goofy, driven, determined, stubborn, and loving man. His cousins, Jamie and Val, attribute his success to the dances they made him perform at their grandparents' house growing up. And they said, "We were helping prepare you to gain confidence, to take risks, and put yourself out there." And his cousin Scott boasted, "I made more sales than Kevin did at work once. Blew him out of the water," he said. Kevin, on behalf of the Alumni Association, the College of Arts and Sciences, we are honored to recognize you as a Washburn Alumni Fellow.
Well, thank you for that kind introduction and for everybody's kind words for coming up here. And prepared a few comments. Mainly, I wanted to talk to you today about my time at Washburn and not focus too much on what happened afterwards. If you want to talk to me about that, we can talk afterwards. Washburn was a transformative time for me. When I came to Washburn, I was mainly focused on sports and kind of goofing off. And when I left Washburn, I had switched over to focusing on learning, academics, and still goofing off a little bit. It was a perfect place for me because there was a great environment with all the professors really dedicating the time and care to give you the space to grow into whatever you were going to transform into. And for me, that was a perfect place for me to have that transformation. As an example, when I came in, I just asked the advisor, what should I major in? She said, probably business. And I said, okay, sure. And I just started as a business major, which is a great major, and it's just not for me. And when I took a biology class, I selected a general education, what I thought was a general education biology class, but it was a major biology class. And the teacher, Dr. O'Connor, was excellent, and I ended up switching to a biology major because I enjoyed the class so much. May he rest in peace. Great professor here. And then took a professor with Dr. Schmidt for chemistry and really enjoyed that class. Another great teacher and professor at Washburn, and switched over to a chemistry major after that. And then took physics, and then I didn't switch right away, but eventually got a BA in physics from Dr. Black's physics class, and then math with Dr. Cook in calculus, and switched over to having a minor in there. And I really had to quit switching. I was here for 5 years. It was a long time. So. And the thing about Washburn, one of the things I loved, and I think she mentioned it just a second ago, is if you go to late study sessions, I didn't think about it at the time, but everybody has their own personal obligations, and they would always all the professors would sort of check in, make sure we weren't hitting any roadblocks, and they really cared about making sure that we were learning what we needed to learn. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the quality of students that I went to Washburn with. Of course, my favorite student that I worked with at Washburn was my wife, Kara, who's right over there. And I'm sorry, I'm so happy to have so much about our relationship started at Washburn, and I'm so thankful that Dr. Schmidt and Dr. Angel made our chemistry classes hard enough that we all had to study together and build relationships. And I'm so thankful to have her here with me. She deserves an award on her own for coming back from leukemia and chemotherapy over the last year. And I love you. We have so many friends and family to thank for making it through that, and I can't thank them all. It takes a community to make it through. My parents, my brothers, so many friends that came and stayed with us throughout that time, and we had the community that we needed. So thank you, everyone. Pat Borowski submitted a comment when he was here, and that makes a lot of sense. I took every chem class with Pat the whole time through Washburn, and his penchant for understanding graphical analysis and empirical data and general excellence as a laboratory chemist really drove me to be better. And that was our relationship the whole time through Washburn. We wanted to be the best. We wanted to be the best student, and we helped each other, and it made us better. So I was so happy to have Pat there. Dr. Schmidt pulled me into chemistry, pulled me into undergraduate research, continuously pulls me back to Washburn to get me involved in various things. I appreciate you and thank you for everything you do for Washburn and for me. And then I also like to thank Dr. Camarda, who I didn't have as many classes with, but continually pulls me back to Washburn and makes sure to keep me involved in various things in physics, and I really appreciate it. Dr. Barton and Dr. Leung, always great conversations throughout all my chemistry classes, and they're wonderful teachers. And also, numerical analysis with Dr. Camarda has been incredibly important for my entire career, so thank you. So Kara and I had actually also another thing. I've shamefully never been to the Crane Observatory, which if you haven't, I would recommend you have. Last night we saw the rings of Saturn and 4 moons of Jupiter, so thank you. With another student, Paul de Bador, another excellent chemistry student, I have the honor of making a permanent change to Washburn campus. If you go to that fountain right over there, there's a sign that says, "No swimming." You should check it out. I'll tell you about it. Dr. Angel was a mentor to me at Washburn and beyond, and in many ways, when I left Washburn, I wanted to emulate many parts of his path and his life and approach to people and problems. And through my experiences after Washburn, it changed a lot of my path, and I'm really happy that I did that, but I still look back to Dr. Angel as an example and mentor, teacher, and friend, and as a standard for myself. It was so special for him to come yesterday through all of his health issues, and the one thing he said is it's really hard for him to come back because he just wants to be here and help students, and he enjoyed his time so much at Washburn. And that speaks to the quality of all of the professors at Washburn that I interacted with. There were so many great ones, and I really love Washburn. So Anna and Jane, I look forward to a lifetime of continuing to learn and love with you, and Washburn and the Alumni Association, everyone here, thank you so much for this award.